All right, so make sure that y'all go and check out Dreamers Pro channel. Like I said, his channel is dope for sports information, if you ask me. All right. And I'm not trying to be funny or anything, but it would be nice to like actually start seeing like some of these athletes like come holler at people like Dreamers Pro. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have to go on the McAfee show all the time. You know what I'm saying?
But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel if you haven't already, and also make sure you check out the Dreamers Pro podcast for today's full show because we have more thoughts on this topic here. So check that out. We have that pinned in the comment section below. Let me get into this topic here. This one here has left me feeling confounded. I'm confused by what's happening. To give you guys a quick refresher, Stephen A. Smith recently went on the Joe Budden podcast. During his visit, they were asked.
Now here go my question for y'all. How many of y'all saw Stephen A. Smith on the Joe Budden podcast? I didn't know about that. I'm not a big Joe Budden fan. I usually only watch the Joe Budden podcast if it's involving some content that I'm doing, usually not on one of these channels, usually on Reacts. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't aware that Stephen A. went on the Joe Budden podcast. I'm curious, did you all see that episode? How many people saw that? If you guys saw that, give me a thumbs up. If y'all didn't, give me a thumbs down.
They asked him about the Shannon Sharpe situation at FS1 and how all that ended. As Stephen A. Smith was talking, he then goes into this thing of Shannon was done wrong, and essentially, I'm paraphrasing here, that he was forcibly removed from FS1.
So see, this is what Stephen A. is saying is different. You know what I'm saying? What Stephen A. says is different than what Jason Whitlock is saying. Shout out to my man Eddie Longs. Eddie said, "Big up to you, my dude. You be connecting a lot of folks to other YouTubers." You know what? And the reason why is because if you ask me, there's a lot of talented people on YouTube, a lot of talented people that do not have the following that I believe that they should have. I believe a lot of these people, like Dreamers Pro, I believe that Dreamers Pro should have over 1 million subscribers. I think that Self Talk should have over 1 million subscribers, and we know why these guys don't. You know what I'm saying? We know why they don't. You know what I'm saying? It's not because of lack of talent. It's not because of lack of work ethic. We know why they don't. You know what I'm saying?
Surprised us because the way we saw it was, well, he left on his own accord. He left because he wanted to leave. It seemed abrupt, meaning that he was going to leave the day after the NBA Finals. It seemed abrupt, but we thought Shannon left because he wanted to leave because the things between him and Skip Bayless had totally deteriorated. And if you listen to Stephen A. Smith, he even went as far as saying, I can guarantee that is what took place. And if you ask Shannon Sharpe this, he will not deny it. He will not deny it whatsoever.
That's facts. That's facts. We don't scam people, man. We ain't on that. You know what I'm saying?
Out here and outside, I don't know. We don't know. We don't know anybody. The majority of us don't know people working at FS1. So we can't verify whether or not what he's saying is true. Fantastic. Then this morning, I was doing research here, trying to figure out what to talk about today. And I came across a video clip from Jason Whitlock's channel, his YouTube channel. Now, if you guys know anything about Jason Whitlock, he has some very, very strong views. He says things that at times can get under people's skin. He doesn't hold back with his opinions. And if you're going to get offended by what he's saying, I think his mode of operation is, then that's your damn business. I'm going to go there and I'm going to say exactly what I think. But when I read the title of his show says Explosive. Jason Whitlock threatened, people talking about, use the word shocking and all, but when but they use it as part, whatever. So he goes, the headline goes, Explosive. Jason Whitlock threatens to expose it all. About a 9-minute video. So I click on it.
Now, I want you guys to pay very close attention to the breakdown here.
And I click on the video, and essentially, as I'm watching it, I'm hearing Jason Whitlock essentially calling BS on everything that Stephen A. Smith said in terms of Shannon Sharpe being some type of victim. And as I'm listening to him, he's essentially saying that Shannon Sharpe had this behavior that had gotten to the point where it became so intolerable that they had to let go of him because he was becoming problematic. And if Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp continue to run their mouths, he's going to expose what really happened. So for those of you who didn't hear what Jason Whitlock had to say about this, sit back with this one. We want to play it for you now, and then we're going to come back and give you guys our thoughts on what he had to say. Take a listen to Jason Whitlock here.
I'm going to say this, speaking more specifically to Shannon Sharp. Cut it out. Shannon Sharp is trying to point a finger at a Fox executive or two, trying to smear them and put.
Now here goes my question: How does Jason Whitlock know this, and nobody else knows who these Fox executives that he's alleging that Shannon Sharp is allegedly trying to point the finger at are? Like, no one else has heard this. Have you guys heard this? If anybody watches this on the replay and gets to this point, let us know. Who are these Fox executives that Jason Whitlock is claiming that Shannon Sharp is blaming his expulsion from Fox on?
Pressure on them and drum up a media storm of someone needs to be replaced, blame this executive, they pushed me out, blah, blah, blah. Shannon Sharp needs to cut it out. I know what happened at FS1. And if Shannon and Stephen A. keep pushing this agenda, I'm going to expose all that I know. And I know all of it. And so cut it out, guys. Shannon Sharp's HR file is amazing. And they wanted him out for very good reasons. I just want you to.
So now let me ask you guys a question. I'm pretty sure that you can kind of get in trouble for providing HR information to private parties without the consent of the employee. And after somebody leaves a job, you're only allowed to provide them with reference information as far as if somebody was, their attendance and such. So my question is, Jason Whitlock doesn't have access to HR files of Fox. How did Jason Whitlock get access to HR files? And if he does have access to HR files, how much should Shannon Sharp sue Jason Whitlock and Fox for? That's my question. And I gotta agree with Yusef. If you guys agree with Yusef, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Yusef said Jason Whitlock buck dancing and reaching. That's a fact. He buck dancing. He doing a river dance with the banjo. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want to know. How did Jason Whitlock, who's not an employee of Fox, doesn't work in the HR office of Fox? Because if you work at a company, unless you're doing an intra-departmental transfer or an intra-departmental, review or evaluation, you're not allowed to even show personnel files to other employees. You're not even allowed to show HR files to other employees. So how would somebody who's not associated with the organization get access to them? Legally, how does that work? How does that happen?
You know who Skip Bayless and Fox Sports and now ESPN are dealing with. Anybody at home, go call up the clip of a 50-year-old man sitting at courtside with his gay fashion designer at a Lakers game, and all that emotional energy and all that what went on with Shannon Sharp. Does that look like a man who can control his emotions? Or does that look like someone who would snap and do unprofessional things, unbelievably unprofessional things in any environment? Fox Sports had no choice. None. Skip Bayless, in my opinion, had every reason to want Shannon Sharp out of there after the Damar Hamlin situation.
If you ask me, Skip Bayless never had a reason to want Shannon Sharp out of there. Shannon Sharp is the only reason why anybody even gave any attention to Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless's best interest would be to still have Shannon Sharp there so that he can continue to get paid from the high ratings that show Undisputed was getting. You know what I'm saying?
Skip Shannon Sharp, to use a term from the Shield or a gang term or what, he basically greenlit Shannon Sharp. I mean, greenlit Skip Bayless. He threw Skip Bayless under a bus and had Skip Bayless concerned about his safety.
How so? So how many people know what greenlit means? If you guys know what greenlit means, put the definition in the comment section. Dude, that's wild that Jason Whitlock said that. How many of y'all know what greenlit means? If y'all know what greenlit means, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't, give me a thumbs down. What do it mean when he said greenlit? What do greenlit mean, Carlton? Put the definition in the chat. Yeah, greenlit means getting at a rival gang member, or it means a hill. A hill. It means a deletion. It means that the green light is now on this person for something to happen to them. Usually for them to be removed from the planet. Yeah. So I'm curious as to if I just want to make sure that we got this here. Jason Whitlock is saying that Shannon Sharp put a hit out on Skip Bayless. That's wild.
In Los Angeles. Cut it out. And so they're trying to, well, it wasn't Skip that wanted Shannon out. Skip had no choice but to want to be out from underneath a very dangerous and emotional person. Go watch the Lakers tape and ask yourself, how many other 50 some odd year old Hall of Fame athletes have you ever seen try to get in a fight with an NBA player sitting courtside? It doesn't happen because most people have more emotional control than that. And I get that many people don't like Skip Bayless. I get that Shannon Sharp is popular over social media, but y'all need to cut it out. Cut it, leave it alone. Shannon, you're off with Stephen A. Smith, and now Shannon, you're ESPN's problem.
Facts. If Shannon Sharp, this is so dramatified, man. If Shannon Sharp did that, it would be a police investigation. The feds, the U.S. Marshals will be involved. You know what I'm saying? Man, stop it. Right. Shannon. Shannon put a bag on Skip's head. Listen, man, the only bag that Shannon put on Skip's head possibly was a damn tea bag, him teabagging Skip. You know what I'm saying? Because Corey Holcomb said that they was involved in Backdooria and all that. So the only bag that I could see Shannon, which I really would never ever want to see in my life, is him doing a teabag on Skip's head, like doom. You know what I'm saying? And Skip like, I don't, Shay, stop it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know what I'm saying? Aside from that, I can't see that happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Shannon did that, he would absolutely be in prison, man. Like, come on, man. Cut the games. It's ridiculous, dude.
And when you snap there and can't control yourself the same way you couldn't control yourself at that Lakers game, that's their problem to deal with. But cut it out. Go do your show. Club Shay Shay is great. You got the deal with Cowherd and the Volume. You're doing something with Chad Johnson. You've moved on to better things. Trying to smear people and damage people on your way out the door and to drag Stephen A. Smith into this. And you're
okay. So here's my question: whose name has Shannon Sharp said? Who is he dragging? Besides Fox Sports, besides the business, and I don't even think that he's dragging them. Who is he dragging? I don't know what Jason Whitlock is talking. I don't even think Jason Whitlock knows what he's talking about.
Some victim and they wanted you out. Cut it out. Leave it off, because I will go there. All the way there.
What you talking about, a buffet? I know.
This the guy you saw snapping at the Lakers game, that's Shannon Sharp in all environments.
Yeah, I gotta agree. If you guys agree with Johnny, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Yeah, I agree. That's
And some of this stuff, a lot of this stuff isn't a mystery. Go look and see why CBS Sports walked away from him and all the different allegations that made them uncomfortable. Cut it out.
So you heard what Jason Whitlock had to say there. Before I even get into my points and react to what he said, I just got to say this. I'm all for people saying what they think. I'm all for people telling their truth. I'm all for people doing what it is that they want to do, to be totally honest with you. However,
facts. Carl just said, who paying Jason Whitlock to say these things? Right. That's what I'm curious about. Somebody greenlit Jason Whitlock to say this stuff about Shay Shay and Stephen A. You know what I'm saying? Jay said he sounds salty as hell. Facts. TD said Whitlock sound like a jealous female. Big facts. Big facts. Right. Yusef said, Jason Whitlock, you soft body ninja, stop capping. Facts. You know, sometimes people get grouchy when they hungry. That's probably what happened with Jason Whitlock. He probably skipped a midday between the meal snack. He probably a little bit, he's just a little bit angry. Somebody get me in front of this mic so I can start talking shit until I can get something to eat.
There's something that I have to talk about, and I have to speak my piece on this. I'm not saying that what Jason Whitlock is saying is not true. I'm not saying that. However, why is it always black? Why is it always black? All of the commentary seems to be targeted. I'm not calling race here. And as a matter of fact, I'm qualified to talk about this because I'm a black person calling this out. So I would find it quite offensive for another person that's not black to then say, you don't have an opinion, you don't have a right to talk about this.
Because that's exactly what they'll do. That's exactly what they'll do. But here's the question. How come, and I'm going to say this, right? This isn't Dreamers Pro saying this. This is me saying this. Why don't white people ever ask why Jason Whitlock never has anything negative to say about white people? Do you ever notice that? White people question when black people have something positive to say about other black people. But when there's a black person that's constantly dogging black people, white people never call it out. All they do is just sit around and agree and gaslight it. You guys ever notice that pattern?
Because it's not true. I'm black, so I'm noticing something that is constantly targeted towards me. Why is all of the commentary, not saying that it's not true, but why is it constantly black, and it's always negative? Black this, black that is negative, black. Like, when does it finish? Black guy did this, black guy did that, black people are doing this, black people are doing that, black people are doing this, black people are doing that. You go to the other channel, black women are doing this, black women are doing that, who are these black people you meet? I don't know all of these black people you're talking about. Are there some right? That's facts. That's big facts. Like what Dreamers Pro is saying is facts. Bad actors in the black community, yes, folks, they're bad actors in every single community. If you're going to be talking like this, spread the love. Exactly. Spread the love. Exactly. I agree with what he's saying 110%. Now, my question is, how come nobody from Jason Whitlock's white audience has said this to him? And I got to agree with Eddie Longs. Facts. I agree with my man Eddie. It's getting on that Officer Tatum and Candace Owens train. Facts. You guys see the kind of viewership that Officer Tatum and Candace Owens train gets you, because think about this. Do the math here. 70% of the population will pay big money to be lied to and gaslit, and they invest in being lied to and gaslit as well. That's a lot of people times a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So there's rewards in that. There's a value chain in that. You know what I'm saying? Why is it always at black? Why? Why is it always that? Why is it always that? Every single day, it's like, okay, let me see what this black guy did, what this black woman did, what this black guy did. Don't you have anything else to talk about? Are black people the only people that are doing things wrong, or doing things that are wrong? What is this? What? If you ask all of the world, and you ask all of the politicians, if you ask Asians, Latinos, white people, they'll sit there and tell you, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They'll sit there and tell you, yeah, they truly believe that. And in order to maintain that belief without the discomfort of being proven wrong, people like Jason Whitlock and people like Candace Owens see that there's a large market and monetary value in that. And we live in a capitalist society, so they want to capitalize on that. You know what I'm saying?
Why is it always black? What is this? I'm noticing this. That some people do. If it's not black guys, it's black women. What is going on with this? It's getting weird. And I think any person that came from the race that the person is discussing, I don't care if you're Italian. If there was an Italian person that's
look, well, you know, Andrew Tate is half black, allegedly. So I mean, you know, you know, Jason Whitlock is one of those people. If it's black, I can't, like, if it's black, I gotta bootlick. Even if it's somebody that's saying the same cooning stuff that I'm saying, I gotta coon harder. That's how Jason Whitlock is wired.
Constantly criticizing Italian people. You would say at a certain point, man, are Italians the only people in the world? Are they the only people? I mean, really? Is this your job, the ambassador, of saying what the hell is wrong with Italians? Or if a Chinese guy was doing?
Hey, you know what? That's what we should start doing. We should start saying that we're the only people in the world and not acknowledging anybody else. Since everybody else wants to talk about us and never talk about anybody else, we should literally just blatantly and in their faces block everybody out. You think they would get the hint? Yeah, I gotta agree, Torian. Facts. If you guys agree with Torian, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to my man Jared. What's good with it, bro?
On this, or if a German American guy, like, bro, are there not other people out there? What is this black thing? It's weird. Like, what is this? And why are you always talking about just the negative side of blacks? What is this? Not saying that what some of the things he's saying are not true, but why is it always this angle? Why are you doing this? What is this? And then at the end, we're going to...
Because he gets Dreamers Pro, I'm gonna put you on the game, bro. You don't do the political content, so I'm gonna put you on the game. It's because he gets his paycheck from a company ran by Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck's not gonna pay somebody to sit there and talk about how good black people are. No white company is gonna pay anybody to sit there and talk about how good black people are. Even YouTube is gonna minimally push your content if you don't sit there and dog black people all day. If you don't participate in gender grifting, if you don't participate in I'm gonna just bash every other black person grifting. If you don't participate in the black male grifting, the black male bashing grifting, or the black female bashing grifting, or the I'm so pro black that everybody else is inadequate grifting, they're not gonna fund you. Regular, average, everyday, normal black people who have a sense of self-pride and self-respect, YouTube's not gonna give you much push. Even if you had the best possible, you can have content that's higher quality, better, and more frequent than everybody on YouTube. It doesn't matter. That's not what the algorithm is designed for. That's not what YouTube is designed for. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to AW1. What's good with it, bro?
Sit up here and talk about, oh, I'm not into race. Of course you're into race. Everything about you're saying is all race, but it's only targeted at one group.
Facts. Now the real race hustler, and this is facts. Shout out to Dreamers Pro. The real race hustlers, like people who get paid billions of dollars to have a bunch of black men on the field, real actual race hustlers, like the people that decided to go to a continent where there's only one race of people and bring them back over here and build an economy, those people never get called race hustlers. Neither do people like Candace Owens, Officer Tatum, and Greg Foreman, who only talk about quote unquote one race. And we just got another subscriber on Twitch. Shout out to the new subscriber on Twitch. The people on Twitch be subscribing and then they'll never show up on the count. You know what I'm saying?
Why? Why do you get such a kick out of criticizing yourself? What is this? I just find that to be weird. And I've never said this, but it's something that and he's not the only one doing this, by the way. He's not the only one doing this. I'm not saying that you cannot point out things that are wrong within a community. I'm not saying that. We need people like that are going to call it for what it is. But when it's constantly just one talking point or one angle you're taking, it seems like there's some issue that you're having with blacks. I don't understand. And the thing I can't understand above all of that, let me just finish this point. I get to the show.
Ramen
is when
noodles
you then now invite other people in other races to then sit down and then open up your, you know what, to have them critique you. It's like, yeah, look at what these blacks are doing. What do you think about the way these blacks are behaving? What the hell is that about? Do they call your black ass up there when they're ready to talk about the stuff going on in their community?
Right. Hey, man, throw some radiation emoji in the chat for Dreamers Pro. You know what I'm saying? Throw some radiation emoji in the chat for Dreamers Pro. That's facts. You know what I'm saying? Johnny said Jason Whitlock was talking crap about Kobe Bryant when he passed away. Now saying Kobe Bryant was his brother. What he think? Speaking of Vivek Ramaswamy, it depends. I was thinking I might. We'll see what goes on. I got some other content that I want to do. I need to fit this Vivek Ramaswamy thing in before it kind of expires, but we'll see. Yeah, he keeping it a buck. He keeping it real.
Do they call you up and be like, yo, what do you think about? They're not calling you. Why are you so quick to throw blacks under the bus? What is this? I just find it to be weird. And there are a lot of people doing this. No one is saying you can't say what you got to say. But this constant, it's always, aren't you tired?
Facts. Facts. Dreamers Pro is embracing villainy. Facts. More people need to say this. Hey, and shout out to my man Jared. I definitely appreciate it with the $10 super chat. Make sure you guys throw some radiation emoji in the chat and show my man Jared some love. My man says your content is dope, bro. I appreciate you, bro. Definitely appreciate you, bro. I mean, like, he is right. And my thing that's so irritating is like I said, I've been watching Dreamers Pro. I found it's funny because me and TD actually we had a conversation about him. I found his content during the Kyrie Irving situation. You know, this is how I come in contact with a lot of YouTubers. Like, I'll find somebody's channel and they do like some really good videos about something I'm researching. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna subscribe to this. You know what I'm saying? They got some good shit going on over here. And I've been watching Dreamers Pro ever since. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really like his channel. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that made me really like his channel is because he's not afraid to say this kind of. He was going hard saying this kind of stuff with the Shannon Sharp stuff, you know, with the Kyrie Irving stuff. He was going hard saying this stuff, and I'm like, yo, this dude is like a sports YouTuber that just, you know what I'm saying, he's just keeping it a buck. I rocks with this dude, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, I don't have nothing bad to say about Dreamers Pro at all, and I've been watching his content now I came across him before he had 100,000 subscribers, you know what I'm saying? And he's killing it. So shout out to him, you know what I'm saying?
Come on, like, enough is enough. Even if it was your parent, you'd be like, you ain't got nothing nice to say about me. Every time you see me, you're always frowning, you're always upset. I need to get the hell up out of this house. What's wrong with this person? They're always mad at me. I'm sick of this. Black people are doing this in black culture. It's enough with it. If you're going to be just talking about blacks, then talk with other people as well. It makes it seem like you got some issue with black people, and all black people are not like that. These black people that you're referring to, I don't even know them. If you're going to say not all blacks are like this. There's some great blacks.
Ain't that the question that I always ask when people say this stuff? I'll be like, who are these people? Who are you talking about? Who are these people? Some out of context Twitter post that some troll posted? Like, who are these people? Who are these people? Who these people be?
A week, and let's say just positive things about blacks, for God's sakes. What is this? Anyway, excuse me. It was just something that was sitting on my chest. Enough is enough with it. Like, enough is enough. Come on.
I'm so glad he didn't edit this part out of the video. I know he was sitting back thinking about it. He like, man, I'm finna edit this out. Nah, I'm gonna keep it. Nah, I'm gonna edit this out. Nah, I'm gonna keep it. I'm so glad that he didn't edit this part out of the video. And what's sad about this, see, this is the problem, right? Is that when you do content like this, him keeping it real like this, that's the kind of stuff that will stop you from getting to that 1 million subscribers. However, it should be the opposite. This is what should get you over that 1 million subscribers, if you ask me. That's why I got all the respect in the world for Dreamers Pro. Because he has a very large, diverse audience, and he says this stuff. If you're a content creator that's gotten to that level of having 100,000 subscribers, and you talking about something that's general like sports, anytime you keep it real like this, you risk those phony subscribers leaving because, oh, he's getting aggressive. I thought he was gonna go jump through the TV and choke me out, knowing that that's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this shout out to Torian. This was right out of the book of Petty Pendergrass and Torian Rage. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to the content creators that have large platforms, you know what I'm saying, 100,000 plus, that are not afraid to say this kind of stuff and throw it right into the lap of the comment section. I don't care if y'all leave or not. I was actually talking to somebody about this the other day, and I said I have more respect for any kind of opinion-based commentary, personality, content creator, TV show, whatever. I have more respect for those people who are not afraid to tell people what they don't want to hear and still get the same support, versus people who pander and tell people a bunch of garbage that they want to hear to get more support. The people that can deliver bad news and still maintain the loyalty of the people that rock with them, that to me is a far overshadowing accomplishment than a panderer. You know what I'm saying? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down.
Back to what he's saying. I don't know what really went on there. Because the image that...
Shout out to Tori, and we glad you're here. You know what I'm saying? We definitely glad you hear it.
That he's portraying seems like the Shannon Sharp I knew. I mean, I don't know him, but the Shannon Sharp I know from afar, like most of you, it seems like he's this other person. He's also suggesting that the situation that took place at the Staples Center, the Laker game, when Shannon got into that altercation, it was a full-blown altercation with the Memphis Grizzlies players. Maybe that played a major role in him being let go from FS1, because maybe when because Stephen A. Smith recently said he was forcibly removed. Maybe it was that. And if that's the case, then we got to explore it from that angle. What am I talking about? Well, let's look at it from the standpoint of Skip Bayless and the standpoint of FS1 as a brand. Skip Bayless, okay, I vouch for this gentleman to be on my show, right?
Yep.
Skip Bayless is almost never in the news.
Yep, big facts. Oh, man, and then shout out to Johnny Gibbs. Johnny Gibbs had said there was some video of Officer Tatum, taking the side of the racist Alabama fans who were, harassing the Texas football players. Don't even get me started. It's just, who makes these people and who raises these people? It's the same question that I always ask.
Ever. You rarely see him. Last video I saw Skip Bayless outside of the show was him driving some Lamborghini truck, pulling off, and he goes, I just started cracking up, right? But you don't hear anything about Skip. But in the case of Shannon, he's more outgoing, he's more within, he's more, he's out, he goes outside, right? And that's fine. But maybe Skip was saying, bro, wait a minute, I brought you on the show, man. We got a good show, and you out here getting into this type of fight and doing all this type of things, bro. This is bringing bad publicity to this show. What are you doing? And then FS1 is like, we don't want one of our personalities, on-air personalities, going to a Laker game and making that type of spectacle, because then when people begin to inquire about who was that, what was that about, they're going to say on this, and then it's going to bring some negative press in their direction. I don't know. But the way he's talking makes it seem as if Stephen A. Smith and Shannon, but Stephen A. Smith and these guys are on some type of smear campaign against Skip Bayless. And if they don't stop it, he's going to reveal what really happened. The thing then becomes, if he reveals what truly happened and Stephen A. Smith reveals what truly happened, which one is the truth? Because Stephen A. Smith is saying he doesn't like what happened to Shannon Sharp, which means that he's speaking from a standpoint of maybe whatever happened to him was unfair. But Jason Whitlock is saying, no, what he did caused him to get thrown out of there. Now, it's important that I say this. An important distinction. Stephen A. Smith knows people that work at FS1. Jason Whitlock used to work at FS1. So maybe he's more plugged in. I don't know. But it really threw a monkey wrench in this entire operation, because I was thinking, well, Shannon was the one that was wrong, blah, 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 blah. And then he'd bring out this information. And I'm like, wow. Now, the only way we're going to get to the bottom of this is if Stephen A. Smith himself, because now people in the media, because I was criticized, all you do is talk about what other people talk about. Well, it seems like people have been reacting to a lot of things other people are talking about. The only thing that will happen is, the only way we can finally get to the bottom of this is if Stephen A. Smith catches a whiff of what Jason Whitlock had to say, and then goes out there and responds to him. Then we're going to really get to the nitty gritty.
And I agree with that. And that's what I said. Or if FX1, Fox Sports, decides to just issue a statement.